everyone, welcome back. My name is Alyce, and today we're going to be doing a quick little plan with me video with my cloth and paper Hobonichi style weekly inserts. So what I like to do is show you kind of how I lay out my schedule for the week with these inserts, and just give you an idea of how I stay productive and how I plan as a work from home entrepreneur, among many other things. So let's get started. I have my desk agenda, which is a half letter disc bound. So this is what I have going on this week. This is kind of how I like to lay out these inserts. And what I want to do is just kind of show you how all of the things work together. So this planner is what I use for my content creation. This side here is the things that are going live. This here is kind of my to-do or schedule for the week. This is just a to-do list, what's coming up next week, and then the 3 different things that I have to plan for, which is photography for my content creation, my social media schedule for both of my accounts. Part of one of my entrepreneur ventures is working with other people as a freelancer. A lot of you know that I was doing design. I still do design, so I also put my freelance work in here. So I guess you could call this kind of my online planner, and that's kind of how I'm using this. So the first thing we're gonna do is walk through how I use these to plan for the week. So I'm actually getting really ahead right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and plan next week with you guys. So again, these are the cloth and paper Hobonichi style weeks planner inserts. So today I will be using this queso green pin from Cloth and Paper. I actually have bought several of these. I really like them. I have the red one, the white one, and a couple of black ones. They write really well. They're very pigmented, they write small. I have small handwriting, so they kind of suit my small handwriting. We're also going to be using these mild liners. So I did go ahead and lay out my week here for next week in my bullet journal just to give me a reference of what I'm doing. I do this quite often, but I specifically did it today because I wanted this to look neat for the video. So sometimes this looks a little bit messier, but we're gonna try to do a good job today. Planning is definitely fun for me, but sometimes it is more necessary than fun, and it doesn't always turn out pretty, but we're gonna try to make it pretty today. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do here is go ahead and date the page. Alright, so we got that numbered, and now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the content schedule and see what's coming up. So how I kind of like to do this is very wide. I am used to planning in a very narrow planner, so I do like the extra space, but I still like to plan in my narrow columns. So what I do is this line here kind of splits this whole page in half, so I keep my schedule as far as like my content calendar here, and then I keep my action plan here. So those 2 things are super essential for planning and getting ahead for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to take this watermelon color, and I'm gonna go ahead and mark all of my YouTube videos. I use purple for my blog. So that's my content schedule for the week. The first thing that we're gonna do here is write out the to-do list. So those are just a few things that I have already on my list for next week. I do know that I will need to do some more photography next week. So here, how I like to do it, I kind of do it like a dot grid, and I use these squares, and they kind of have boulder lines around the 4 of them. So there's 20 across, making room for these hole punches here. So I like to go 10 backwards. And that is the first half of the page. So here, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this blank for now. And then the next thing that I know I'm going to need to do is my social media schedule. Okay, so kind of how I do my social schedule here is, again, I do 1 word per box on the grid, per single box, not a quad box. So, and then off to the side, I'll write the days of the week, make a bullet point for each one so that I can cross it off, because I do like the bullet journal method of planning, so I kind of use that as much as I can in all of my inserts. But these weekly inserts really lend themselves well to my style of planning because they're very bullet journal-esque. So here are my social schedules, and what I'm going to do is probably in here, as you can see. This is pretty messy and ugly, so I like to plan it out in there first and then come back to here and do it. So I will probably do that at the end of the week to see where I am on the schedule for this week. So the next thing that I would like to do here is to make a upcoming list. And so you can see here, this upcoming list is kind of the things that need to be on my radar for the next week. It's really like my posting schedule, because this week that I'm planning, I'll actually be creating content for the 2 weeks following it to stay on track. So I kind of need to know what my posting schedule is going to be. So to do that, I just kind of write this down here. It can change, it can move, but the content stays the same. So as long as I know what's on my radar and what's coming up next, I can kind of plan ahead to know what to do this week. So the next thing I'm gonna do here is create a space to write in what is upcoming. And that will also be filled in later. Then the next thing that we're going to do is probably the hardest part, and that is going to be arranging what needs to be done on what day. So on Monday, I'm going to be editing the video that I film over the weekend. So what I'm going to do here is take this smaller end of the pen, and I like to just create a dot, the same bullet journal method, but keeping it color coded with the mild liners. I'm just going to make a dot for each thing and what it corresponds to. So Monday, I'm going to be editing a video that is YouTube, so we'll put a red dot. Tuesday, I know that I need to write the blog post for the following Wednesday. Now Monday is a super busy day for me, so this might get pushed back a little bit. I hope I don't regret doing this. I'm probably going to regret it, but we're gonna try not to. This video is going to be filmed this week, so we can probably edit it on Wednesday. So we'll go ahead and mark that down. So I'm gonna go ahead and set a reminder here to post this spread when it's done so that you guys can see, because I know it's half finished right now. So we're gonna do post planner spread, and in the notes we're going to put Instagram and put that on Monday and move it to my content creation section. All right, so now you guys know that it'll be on my list on Monday for me to post a picture of this, so I won't forget, because I forget a lot of stuff. So the next thing that I kind of want to talk about is how I'm using this in conjunction with those. In my personal planner, I have the cloth and paper weekly vertical inserts with the blank spreads. So I chose not to get the lines because I go in and out of using functional stickers and all kinds of stuff, and it just is easier if I don't have lines in the way. Also, my handwriting is really small, so it wastes a lot of space. So the first thing we're gonna do is mark all of my different posts that are coming out next week. So I'm not going to fill in the priorities, but I always fill these in on Sunday. I kind of want to see where I'm going to be before I write all of that down for next week. So what I'm going to do instead is here, there have been some changes to my calendar, and I have not planned for this week yet because I was kind of thinking I might plan this week on camera, but I didn't do it early enough, so I'm just gonna go ahead and plan next week. I need to white out this because my content calendar did change. So let's take these back out. And we're gonna white this out. Okay, so since I haven't planned this week yet, which is what I'm about to do after I finish this video, I want to go ahead and show you kind of how I would plan using these inserts. All right, so we know that this week today, we had a blog post that went live this morning. So I'm gonna go ahead and write that down even though it already happened, just to give you guys an idea of how I use this. And how I do this is, the first thing that I do is I write down my top 3 for the day. So my top 3 for today was I have an appointment today at 3:30 to bring one of my dogs to the vet. And then I also want to make sure that I do kind of how I do this is I have here will be what's going live today, and I have to make sure that I posted about it, which has been done, so I can cross that off. And then I kind of put my priorities here. My first priority of the day is taking care of everything that needs to be taken, cleared out for property management, contacting everyone, like I said. The next thing that is my priority will be to film and edit the video, which has been started. So we'll go ahead and cross off number 1, and we'll leave number 2 because we're not done yet. And then the last thing that I need to do is to make sure that I get that order process for my client to make sure that their products come out as they imagined. So that'll be what I need to do today. So these are kind of like my top three priorities that just like they have to get done. If they don't get done, I failed this day. So that's the 3 things. And then here I just have some things that I want to take care of between or in the evening that have to get done. And then also I have in my phone my list of the other things that need to be done that get done just kind of between, like I need to get my car inspected, I need to scan and upload something into our portal. When I go to the vet, I need to make sure that we get the dog's heartworm pills while we're there. So just a few things like that that need to be taken care of because they go on my to-do list. So this is really like while I'm out and about, these are like the things that I need to know. I don't necessarily need to know that I have laundry to do, but I do know that if I come home and I know that I have laundry to do while I'm out, I won't schedule anything for this afternoon because I know that I have things to do. I also know that I have a vet appointment today that has to be taken care of. So it's just small things like that that I like to kind of have with me when I'm out. And I don't pre-plan in this really other than getting in the content calendar. So that's really the only thing that gets pre-planned. So there are my 2 planners and how I plan my week in those. You can kind of see how I pre-plan and how I plan in the moment, and also how I set up my schedule for the week. So if you guys are interested in using either of these inserts, I highly recommend them. These are the weekly Hobonichi style inserts, and these are the vertical blank weeklies from Cloth and Paper. They are great. The paper quality is awesome, and like I said, I'm a super busy person. I've got multiple business ventures going on. I'm a health coach, I'm a fitness coach, I am a life strategist. I just have all this stuff going on. I set all of my own schedules, and these really keep me on top of my game. So I highly recommend them if you are interested. So I hope you guys got some good ideas for how to plan in these inserts, or how I plan in these inserts and manage my time with them. And if you're interested in learning more about my systems, please be sure to check out the video that corresponds with this on my channel. There will be a link to it in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for joining us today, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.